So yeah, the recent Diablo 4 patch has been an absolute disaster, so much so that fans are requesting Blizzard to delay Season 1, press the pause button on everything, and fix this horrible mistake. In fact, right now on Metacritic, the user score is trending downward. We're sitting at a 4.3 currently, but I am certain Blizzard has a fix for this within the next 24 hours. I kid you not. They're going to sit down with us and most likely say, you know what, the answer to all of your problems is to create a Season 1 character and mess around with the Malignant Hearts. I promise you this will balance out everything. And I promise you the response will not be good whatsoever. They have got to adjust this because, yes, there are many of you that want to continue your adventure in the Eternal Realm with your existing characters. So they have to fix this. But we're also going to be hearing from a former Blizzard designer and his thoughts about Blizzard games currently and Blizzard, the company as a whole. This one's interesting, and also Asmongold also gives a great summary of what has just happened. But yeah, let's get into this one right here. It says, delay Season 1 and fix the mess you've made, Blizzard. It's sitting at 8,600 upvotes. Posted by Puzzled Second 698. Let's get into it. It says, the only good things in the entire patch were bug fixes to things that should have never have made it past beta testing to begin with, as well as making Uber Boss rewards solo only. The rest is completely out of touch and incoherent blabber that honestly makes me think they looked up and tried to copy Path of Exile patch notes and accidentally only looked at Ruthless instead of adding complex and challenging aspiring content for players to strive for, increasing rewards and incentives to do such content over just regular ARPG like farming. They nerfed player power by 50% across the board. I suppose adding gold and magic find percentage modifiers to each tier of Nightmare Dungeons was too hard as well. Rerolling items at the Occultist is too expensive? Well, tough luck. You now have like 3 completely useless affixes for 4 out of 5 classes to help you brick your items even faster. Overworld is boring and meaningless past level 5. Gotcha. Let's make Helltide chests expensive for no reason while retaining the same terrible rewards. Helltide Cinder drops were stealth nerfed, by the way, so that's pretty cool. Do enough for your Forgotten Souls and then never do them again. Back to Nightmare Dungeons you go. About the Cinders, they said that was a mistake, supposedly. More on that in a future video. But anyway, let's get back into this. Now, it says the following. You want to farm more gold to reroll your good items? Unlucky, bro. Normal dungeons are completely irrelevant now because they drop nothing compared to Nightmare Dungeons. Best source of gold making, boosting. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's gone too. Let's go. Pointless to even bring up the whole season mechanic of Malignant Hearts, which are incredibly boring as per their Twitter post, not very powerful at all. And they make you opt out, aka force you of wearing 750 armor on your rings via the skulls. You get another cheat death mechanic though. Wonderful. That's exactly what hardcore needed. Search function, stash tabs, loot filters, density buffs, real in-game content, making resistances actually functional, fixing gold sinks, balancing underused skills in a meaningful way, balancing irrelevant affixes so that they're competitive with the better ones, reworking sorcerers so that their class actually works in the game they paid $100 for. F you, enjoy the battle pass though, it's real cheap. Yeah, I think they are trying to funnel you into Season 1 to get you to the Malignant Hearts, to ultimately get you in front of the battle pass. That's what I think. All right, so next up we have this one right here. It says, oh yeah, let's not forget, they said they'd fix VRAM memory leak and then completely retconned it by not including it in the patch notes, as well as literally any other fix to the game's stability. I had 0 crashes prior to this patch, and now I've gotten Fenris like 5 times since the patch. Cool, thanks for that. Could go on, but the bottom line is that I truly believe this is the singular worst major patch in ARPG history. And the only way they can possibly save the game, not the season, the game, is either panic delaying the Season 1 launch while trying to clean up their own mess, or completely deleting the patch and just launching the season with the previous foundation. They just put out job openings for basically every position under the sun for Diablo 4 like 2 weeks ago. Maybe wait until those are filled and then try again. You want to know the real kicker? Double goblins would have been better than this. Yeah, so this is bad. This is really, really bad. Them changing up things this significantly on the downturn, by the way, with the nerfs universally. I have no idea why they would do this. Now, previously, again, what I have said over the past few months, and I've reiterated it time and time again, is Blizzard needs to be extremely, extremely cautious about nerfs. That I prefer buffs, and I know power creep is a whole other issue, but power creep is a lot easier to fix than nerfing the hell out of every single class and basically everything about the game. That is so much worse and will turn your audience away and turn your audience ultimately against you. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they have to say going forward. And then of course, you have the user score sitting at 4.3. And yeah, again, this is not review bombing. This isn't pointless negativity, in other words. This is crucial feedback, I suppose you would say, and legit emotional response from the community. I completely 100% get it. And then we have this post here, and I think they're dead on about this one. It says, devs are going to tell us we're forgetting about the new Malignant Heart gems. Wrong. It says they're going to get up on their little fireside chat, tell us that our power already exceeds 100% of their vision, whatever that is, so they had to knock us down a bit before the season starts. They'll claim that they needed room to work with, otherwise our power would be totally out of control. Then they'll throw up some figures about how we have to go from 100% arbitrary power percentage down to 70% so they can give us these fancy gems to get us to 110%. Then they'll throw up some figures about how we have to go from 100% arbitrary power percentage down to 70% so they can give us these fancy gems to get us up to 110%. You used to get 100% out of your experience in Nightmare Dungeons. Now you'll get it in the Malignant Tunnels, which are way better. This couldn't be further out of touch. The best part of Diablo 3 seasonal play was that you could all but guarantee that some obscure build would be buffed to the point where it would be playable. Instead, we get global nerfs to every build I can see without compensation. And Blizzard, don't come at me saying Rupture buffs and Poison Creeper landslide buffs are our new fun builds. You have 3 more classes to cater for. Instead of fun new builds, we trash all of the build diversity, ruin every Eternal Realm main's current gear, do absolutely nothing to help you respec out of that gear that was just literally halved in some cases, and offer 3 shiny gems in return, season locked. Congrats. All of our gear is now weaker. Your build diversity now entirely consists of the colors on your amulets and rings. Fun is additive. Fun can't be expressed as parts of a whole or exceeding some arbitrary power vision from the dev team. If you have fun through quality of life, Diablo 3 Season 28, clicking your buttons, CDR, playing Sorcerer, finding useful items, loot, filter, leveling, dopamine, experience nerfs, playing anything other than Glass Canyon, defensive nerfs, or knowing where you are, Sorcerer unique, then you just lost some of your apparently finite fun, or it was ignored in this patch cycle. Gems won't fix a VRAM leak. Gems don't give me stash tabs, although I bet a seasonal journey will. Tunnels don't speed up my health tide clear that was just slowed down. Gems don't let me respec more accessibly. In fact, the opposite, since they can't be resocketed. Gems don't let me hit tier 3 or tier 4 when I want. Gems don't save random orange circle events that just got nerfed by 5 levels. Gems don't add mob density. Gems don't add leaderboards. The list goes on and on. Sorry for the rant, just incredibly disappointed. Askel, I've only seen from RuneScape EOC. Delay the season and fix it. So again, another post requesting them to actually delay a season. I've never seen, a community so urgently requesting them to actually not give them new content to fix their mistakes. It's incredible, and I cannot get over that they have taken it this far. They have gone downhill this much with Diablo 4. Of course, the community was upset about some key critical issues with Diablo 4. Now it's on a whole other level. All right, so we also got to take a look at this one right here. This is very fascinating. It says former Blizzard designer was right about the current state of Blizzard games. Take a listen.
What do you think the future holds for Blizzard? Is its ship sinking, or has the sun not yet set on the Blizzard Empire? Well, Blizzard is dead. It is a corpse. It is a corpse being puppeteered by Activision and Bobby Kotick. and it's going to be used as basically a factory to put the Blizzard stamp on things and stoke nostalgia to get sales. And that's it. That's it. So stop holding out hope that Blizzard is going to come back. Everyone who founded Blizzard, all the principles that Blizzard was founded on, they're gone or they're dead. No one died. Sorry, the principles are dead. No one died. Principles that Blizzard was founded upon are dead. They've been desecrated and are destroyed. So let Blizzard go. That's my main message, is let Blizzard go. Appreciate what was created back when it was done, and stop holding out hope that it's going to come back, because it's not.
Do you guys agree with him? Do you think that you should stop holding out hope for Diablo 4 to ever recover? Let me know in the comments down below what you make of this one. But yeah, also, we have this one right here, an accurate summary of Patch by Asmongold. This one's definitely on point. Take a listen.
We got a whole lot of changes. Let's talk about it. Number one, everything is worse. Number two, everything is harder. Number three, everything you were doing, now you have to work harder to do it again. Number four, leveling slower. Number five, hell tides worse. Damage reduction reduced. Vulnerability gutted. Good decision, by the way. I agree with the vulnerability decision. I think it's smart. All of the stats being basically, like, it was too much better. It was way better than everything else. It was like just bad. I don't think it was a good way to be designed. However, everything else is kind of sucks. Now, obviously, there have been like some really big problems in the game, like resistance is not working, people running out of storage space, necromancers not having a viable minion build, characters not being fun to play at the early game. Rest assured, none of those things are fixed. That's right. None of that's fixed.
Yeah, at this point, it feels like the developers are getting in their own way, and they're certainly getting in our way. They're trying to slow down the game over and over again. Any way to keep you in the game longer, that seems to be the idea, and I think it's just the worst tactic currently. Now, for vulnerability, I do get that it was pretty OP, and it was pretty much the focus of every single class, especially on that Paragon board. But now you have where you have to completely rework a lot of elements. My Paragon board for the Barbarian is so hyper-focused on vulnerability. To go back and to have to redo that all is just going to be a nightmare. They don't have the system set up in place for me to redo that very quickly. So that's another problem on top of the problem they've already created. So in my opinion, they need to revert this back currently. And if they do want to fix the vulnerability issue, I think they need to raise up certain areas in the game. I think they need to buff certain areas, not absolutely nerf the hell out of things, because certain builds are built around this. So it's just critical that they get this right. But anyway, yeah, it's been an absolute disaster. And now it's time to highlight what you guys had to say about this in my most recent video, which was this one right here. Is the game finally ruined? Class nerfs update and fans are not happy. If you missed this one, check it out. But I'm sure you're up to date on everything that's happening. So let's get into what you guys had to say about it. So we have this one right here. I can't say the name, monetization reasons. It says fixed a bug where Diablo 4 players had hope for Season 1. Adjusted hell ties to make sure no one enjoys them anymore. Tweak the sorcerer so it can't kill a single tier 4 elite. Hot fix the damage multipliers and effects to make sure all classes are having an absolutely miserable time. And then they fix an issue where classes weren't getting one shot in Nightmare Dungeons. Nerfed the fun out of the game. Proceeds to not fix any of the core issues of the game and breaks all the rest. That was okay. Blizzard, you guys happy? This is what you wanted? No. That's the weird thing. They pretty much ignored a lot of the top complaints that we were talking about. I thought this patch was going to bring, like the VRAM fix. It did not bring that at all from what I'm seeing. And then we have this one right here from Ian. Ian's now 450, who says, thanks OWG for your coverage on the disaster. That said, here are my takeaways from both videos. The new uniques appear to be garbage, so at least I can totally ignore them. Bonus, good luck finding them is a total jerk move on Blizzard's part. Now, I wanted to mention something about these uniques. I cannot believe they botched the uniques. You cannot botch them at all. Like, this is the core experience of the game. This is beginning to remind me of when I covered Anthem. One of the biggest issues with Anthem were the weapons. They were not interesting whatsoever. And when you have that problem, people will just leave. It's that simple. If the gameplay is not interesting, that's it. They've got to address this in future updates. Before they tackle Season 2, these uniques need to be doing stuff that is incredible. That where you go, whoa, where did you find that from? It can't be minor. It needs to be major enhancements to class gameplay. Exciting stuff. Can't be ho-hum at all. Then we have this. Let's keep going with what he has to say. He says, my girlfriend plays a necro, and of all the skills she uses, I recognize Bone Spur and Corpse Tendrils, so it looks like she's going to have a rough time, especially with the crit, chance, damage, and vulnerable nerfs. I play a druid that primarily uses werewolf and werebear skills with gear that relies on crit chance and damage and CD reduction. With help from the girlfriend applying vulnerable, this patch feels like Blizzard bent me over, hate screwed me without lube, and told me to go F myself. I feel like I was punished because one player got a 1,000,000-point damage hit on Uber Lilith, despite the fact that the vast majority of us will never see numbers like that. From day one as a druid who chose the class to specifically play as a werewolf, I felt like I've been punished for doing so. The vast majority of legendary drops I've received have primarily been werebear related, and if not related to anything, not werewolf. I felt this so much that when Mad Wolf's Glee dropped, I thought it might have been a mistake. With this patch, werewolf critical strike damage being nerfed really feels like a punishment. Vulnerable is a super important stat, absolutely, and without it, becomes harder to kill mobs. One time I was running a dungeon, ran onto an elite I couldn't do any damage to because I couldn't apply vulnerable, and it continued to heal itself. I finally had to quit the dungeon because I couldn't progress any further. This nerf is going to make things harder for players. Minion fixes are too efficient and are outshining alternatives, so rather than fixing the alternatives, they're just going to nerf the ones that are working for us. After so many Blizzard games, I don't know why I think it'll ever be different. Yeah, you know what? I hear what you're saying there. I totally get where you're coming from on that one. At this point, Blizzard is the abusive spouse and the players are the victims who stay because Blizzard promises to get help and change, yet never follows through. And finally, not one damn quality of life fix, nothing to help players, just one giant kick to our genitals. Yes, it was a giant kick too. I had a high-pitched voice for quite some time after that patch. But yeah, your post is definitely on point there. I could feel the emotion in all of your posts. I'm definitely witnessing it just like you guys. Oh boy. So we'll see how Blizzard responds. This should be fun. But thank you all. Stay tuned. I hope to have more official updates for you in the future on how they're going to fix this potentially. Hopefully they actually revert a lot of things that they did. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.